Hi guys. Okay, so I was asked to do a tutorial for the Geode Nails that I uploaded yesterday. And by uploaded, I mean posted on some nail groups on Facebook. I didn't really upload anything. Anyways, it's these guys. So it's a little bit weird for me. I never had any aspirations of, well, I always look like I was just attacked by birds. So if this becomes a regular thing, just get used to it. Ugh. Okay, so anyways, I was asked to film this tutorial. I never had any ideas that I would have anything to add to this community, but I uploaded them. It was an overwhelmingly positive response to the nails that I did, and a few people were like, how'd you do that? So I thought, I'm just going to tell everybody because the nail community has become really important to me, and I like that. Maybe that seems silly or whatever, but I'm a stay-at-home mom. I feel like nails are finally like my thing that I can do, and I do it to relax. I do it for a creative outlet, and I do it for the community because it's, I've made friends. I've made actual close friends through the nail community online. So I threw this little space together in my basement really quick. I've been meaning to set up a little nail station so that I'm not doing my nails on the kitchen counter anymore. And this was sort of the push that I needed to get it done. So now I've got my table, I've got my little cart in the basement set up finally, and I'm not in anybody's face doing my nails. And my husband doesn't have to smell the rubbing alcohol and all of the liquids and stuff now while he's relaxing watching television. So yeah, I just mostly wanted to say thank you very much for the positive response to the geode nails that I did. I filmed a little tutorial already. I'm filming this after because this is the second tutorial I filmed. I did it last night, and all of my video got corrupted. I don't know how. I don't know why, but it did. So here we are again, doing the same thing. But I'm going to take a few pictures of the nail I just filmed doing, and hopefully get this up online by this afternoon. I'm going to do my best. I don't know how to edit anything. I don't know. I don't have YouTube to upload anything to. I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to get it online. But I'm going to stop rambling, and I just want to say thank you guys for asking for this tutorial. It was a lot of fun to film it. It was a lot of fun to make these nails the other night. And I look forward to seeing what you guys do with this small, tiny little snippet of inspiration that I'm adding to the nail people. So yeah, I hope everybody likes it, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Okay, I actually filmed this last night, but something happened to the video file and it got corrupted and I couldn't do anything with it. So I'm hoping I can get this done pretty quickly again while my son naps. So I'm just going to jump into it. So I've got swatch stick, I have citrine, lots of Vivian, and privacy, but we don't need to use that right away. And I've also got my drill with the really scary drill bit that we're going to be using to do the carving. It's really dangerous. Be super careful if you use one like this. You can also use one that's a little bit less aggressive. It's just going to take a whole heck of a lot longer to carve out your geode. Okay, so what I did was I took my pro base and I kind of went across the nail sort of randomly wherever I wanted to carve out later. Not super precise about it, so and then I lay flat into citrine because it's chunky, and that looks pretty good. I'll usually use another swatch stick to pat down chunky glitters so that I don't get stuff stuck to my finger. But like I said, I'm really trying to be speedy to get this up while my son is sleeping. And my 3-year-old is upstairs being babysat by the iPad. So I'm really hoping I can get this done. All right, so that is what's going to be the base, the inner part of the geode. So give that a second, and then I'll brush it off, any excess powder. And I think doing the layers like I'm about to do it is what made it a little bit unique. So again, going to take some Pro Base, go over the whole nail this time. I'm getting really to the dredges of this bottle of Pro Base. It's almost empty. All right. Whole nail, and then I did a full dip of clear Vivian. There we go. All right, give that a second. You know what? I'm actually going to activate. I'm going to activate a couple times just because I want to solidify things faster than I normally would. Because I'm trying to do a speedy tutorial here. All right, there we go. And then I took my Pro Base again after this was dry and got my silver flaky craft glitter. I'm going to close up citrine so that I don't contaminate it with this craft stuff there. All right. I have a tiny bit of clear mixed in. I also have some privacy from when I filmed this last night. So there's a little bit of clear mixed in here just to help it stick a little better and so that I can activate again and it will cure it. So I'm going to go on top and sort of just go around the outside of where you're going to carve out to get the craft glitters to stick. There we go. All right. And then press into craft glitter. Got some stuck. Perfect. Good. I think that looks good. And my finger is looking extra festive now. Wonderful. Okay. So it is a little bit chunky. It is a little bit of a pain in the butt to deal with craft glitter, but that's okay. We have to do a lot of filing, a lot of buffing, so it'll all come together, I promise. I'm going to dust off a little bit just to make sure I don't have any of that clear dip that I'm going to contaminate my Pro Base with. And again, another full layer of Pro Base. And with this one, I kind of like cram it in and around all the glitters underneath so that I can get Vivian in there and it turns into one solid base to work with. But yeah, like I said, I'm getting to the end of this bottle. It usually isn't this fiddly. All right, good. That should do it. Perfect. So again, going into Vivian. And there's a couple pieces that are sticking up. You can see there. But we'll file those down, so it's all right. And again, I'm going to activate so that it cures because I don't have a lot of time to mess about right now. Okay, great. Dry, let's go. Okay, my daughter just came down to see what I was doing, so I had to pause. So this is good and solid now. I took a 100 grit file and just kind of sort of smoothed it out. I got rid of any massive chunks that were sticking up, so it's still, I mean, it's still kind of chunky, but that's okay. All right, so now it's time for privacy. So again, Pro Base, please let me get through it with this bottle. All right. And I apologize if you hear my daughter upstairs. She is pretending something as usual. I think she's being a rock star. I can hear the guitar. All right. So I dip into privacy. I'm going to do 2 layers of privacy because obviously that was not amazing coverage. I'm going to have to crack open a new bottle of Pro Base, I think. This one is pretty much pooched. All right. Okay, good. That should do it. I'm going to put this away, and all we have to use now is the drill and more Vivian. So I'm going to pause here for a second while this cures, because I'm going to do activator and stuff again, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so here we are again. I did activator. It's nice and solid, so here comes the nerve-wracking bit. I'm going to carve out now where I want the geode to be. So I'm going to get my drill, turn it on, make sure, yeah, that's working. All right, so if you're doing this, be super careful. If you're not familiar with using an e-file, get yourself good and familiar first. Use it for a couple weeks at least before attempting this. Hi, baby. Hold on, honey. And she was back. Okay. Anyways, yeah, be super careful. If you're not comfortable using this, I mean, just find another way. You could probably use a hand file. You'd be there for 6 years, but it's safer. So anyways, that's my disclaimer. I'm not a professional. I just mess around with this stuff, but I've been using this for a few weeks and I kind of have the hang of it, so I felt comfortable enough doing it to myself. Yeah, be careful. Careful out there, kids. All right, so I'm going to go along. Well, actually, stop, Tina. I'm going to take a little bit of the bulk away from where I have the geode stuff underneath, and that'll kind of make the edges the way you want them to look, where it's a little bit faded. And then I'm going to go in deeper through the center to reveal more of that citrine and craft glitter. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be quiet now. so I can see the craft glitter poking through a little bit. So I think that's probably where I'm going to stop. Here. My daughter's back. Yes, baby, what? Okay, back to it. So anyways, like I was saying, I'm seeing the craft glitter come through. My edges are a little bit transparent, so that's sort of where I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to take now and carve down through the center there with this dangerously. All right. So I can see citrine coming through there. And as soon as I see it, I'm kind of staying away from that area then, because that means we're getting close to the actual nail. But to be honest with you, when I did it on my own hand, I always have 2 or more layers of clear on my nails, because like I said, I don't like soaking in acetone anymore. So I have clear dip on and I file down to that all the time, so I had a decent amount of space between the drill and my nail. Okay, so I think that's about where I want it, design-wise. Okay, so I've got it buffed mostly smooth now. I didn't go crazy with it because I have to do it again after I fill in with Vivian. So Pro Base, let's see, it's not looking good in there. Anyways, all right, so I literally just fill in the void, kind of thick, like way thicker than I would ever do, but I want Vivian to stick in there. That's what makes it look layered. And I'm going to pour over for this because I don't want to contaminate Vivian. And I also don't want to press it, because pressing it would make the Pro Base kind of squish out the edges of the void we created with the drill. And yeah, I know I'm wasting a lot of Vivian here. I'd usually have a plate underneath and save it, but in the interest of time and trying to get this done before anybody sneaks down here again or wakes up, I'll make the sacrifice. All right, and I'm going to activate this again before I do anything else because I want it good and cured. I want it solid. There. I hope this isn't too long. Like I said, I've never filmed anything before, and I'm just kind of trying to rush through this so that I can get it uploaded, because last night's video, yeah, I don't know what happened to it. I really hope it doesn't happen again. All right, I think that's pretty solid. Okay, I'm going to pause 1 more second because I don't want this one to get messed up in any way, and I will be back again to do the final buffing and top coat. Okay, so I'm just going to take my super fine grit buffing block and make sure there's no lumps or bumps or anything like that before I do activator and final top. I think that feels pretty good. All right. And activator. Really like it with privacy. I kind of wish I had used it on my hand. Maybe next time. All right, so I'm actually going to take a little piece of paper towel with some rubbing alcohol on it. That made a large difference for me when it comes to using finish gel. I was having trouble with it getting a little bit gloopy and having, you know, a few matte spots here and there. But once I started swiping with rubbing alcohol before I go in with finish gel, I get pretty shiny results almost every time. So I make sure that that also is super dry. Great. That's pretty cool. All right, so finish gel. First coat, 2 or 3 swipes. Good. Wait a few seconds. I usually only do one hand at a time. I activate rubbing alcohol, completely do finish gel on one hand, and then I go to the other hand, activate rubbing alcohol, finish gel, done. I think that makes a difference too. I was trying to do both hands at the same time before, and I think my activator was just drying too much on the second hand before I had a chance to get in there. All right, so final coat. And that is it. Another geode nail. I will take a couple pictures of this in daylight so you can see better. I think that one turned out pretty nice. Okay, I hope this is helpful, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.